Mike Perlack here to entertain you with the help of traditional. Leave me alone, please go away. I'm doing fine, just get away. Leave me alone, please go away. I'm doing fine, just get away. And then the choir comes in. Please don't bother me. Leave me alone, please go away. I'm doing fine, just get away. Please don't. One of my favorite Christmas songs. Another one of my favorites is can't remember the name of it, but it's the one about the mother who basically cuckolds the father of her child by smooching and tickling and stuff with Santa Claus underneath the mistletoe on a given night. They got a rare night off for my second job. They're giving me a little break before the Christmas rush. But I wanted to get one out there and talk about. I was listening to the speech from Iowa from Trump, and I'm mildly annoyed every time he says crooked Joe Biden. I don't know. I assume the man knows his base, or the people who work for him know his base. Maybe that's why he keeps saying that. And every time he says crooked Joe Biden, no, Don, Joe was crooked. Now he's just an old man who needs his wife to change his diapers. He's basically a puppet dictatorship. He's a puppet dictatorship. I don't claim to know for sure who's in charge. I have an idea. Whoever it is, they're definitely not working for legal American citizens. That's for sure. Whoever is in charge, but I know it's not Joe Biden. Biden is not in charge. Just need eyes to see that. So I was listening to this speech from Trump from Iowa from last weekend, and got me thinking. For the benefit of the viewing audience point of view, just give the viewing audience the benefit of the doubt. Okay, I'm going to make a versus list. Trump, assuming for the benefit, giving the viewer the benefit of the doubt, I'm going to assume that Trump is corrupt to the core. Okay? I'm going to assume that he's corrupt. For the record, my own knowledge of Trump prior to 2016 was next to nothing. I knew him as some rich guy who owned motels in the city, and he was on some silly show on TV where he said his catchphrase was, "You're fired." Beyond that, I didn't really know a whole lot about the guy. But here since, seeing a lot of footage of him on talk shows in the past, I would have disregarded, when it originally aired. But I'm seeing a lot of it in my on social media coming to light of different times he's been on late shows and whatever. And I come to the conclusion he's definitely straight up about things, and I like that. I like somebody who can be straight up. Unlike any given politician. Take, for instance, this one just today, who cannot even answer the question. A question that deserves a simple yes or no. Can't answer the question. No, that's too. Can't answer the question. They're basically. This woman is basically, whether she knows it or not, she's basically dehumanizing Jewish citizens because she cannot answer this question with a simple yes and no. That happened today in Congress. All right, so I'm getting sidetracked. So, okay, the tyranny of Trump versus the tyranny of the GOP, who I just like to point out that the GOP has gotten more power, more money, and more control thanks to globalism. The globalist elite leaders, entertainment leaders, elitists, entertainment, and I would argue criminal drug lords all around the freaking globe. Those are the people that are benefiting from globalism. But, okay, a GOP endorsed candidate like DeSantis, disgrace, or even Nikki Haley, who as soon as these people accepted GOP money, they lost my support. They lost my support. So, a GOP endorsed candidate versus Trump as far as corruption. Again, for everybody's benefit, I'm going on the assumption that Trump is corrupt to the core. I'm not of the opinion he's a saint, but so one with Trump, you know, it's a little easier to vote one person out. With the GOP's endorsed candidate, you're talking about an army of corrupt men and women, thanks to modern feminism. By the way, motherhood does not equate to sainthood. Unlike modern feminism would read you believe just that. Nope. Motherhood does not equate to sainthood. No matter what modern BS feminists say. But to vote the GOP's army of corrupt men and women, to vote with Trump, it would just be having to vote one guy out. With them, you're talking about voting them out will be next to impossible under the current economic conditions. I don't think I'm the only one in the world who's got to work 2 jobs to survive Bidenomics. But they made it that way. 30 years at least. I would argue 50, but 30 years at least. They've made it this way. They want this. They want this. They want Americans working 2 jobs to get by, not having any time to truly investigate and research a candidate that they're voting for. They want this. Are you paying attention, America? They want this. That brings me to the second point of my Trump's corruption versus the GOP's corruption. The GOP's corruption is evidence proven over the last 3 decades at least, if not self-evidence, unless you're a freaking moron. I recently fixed the bell on my grandfather clock. So unless you're a frickin' moron, the corruption of the GOP is pretty frickin' flunkin' self-evident. Evidence of Trump's corruption? Questionable, at least. Questionable, at the very least. Like I said, I'm not of the opinion the guy's a flunkin' saint. But compared to the GOP, Trump's corruption is a drop in the bucket. A drop in the flunkin' bucket compared to the corruption of the GOP. And you wonder why DeSantis and Nikki Haley are failing in the polls now. Because they accepted that GOP money. They accepted that GOP money. And you got old people now, you know, oh, I'm going to vote for Nikki Haley or Ron DeSantis because they're old. They're old. You know, I don't know if maybe they don't even have grandchildren, so they don't really care. They're just looking out for their best interest. They want to make sure they can survive into, you know, for the next 20, 30 years, however long, you know, God permits them to be on this earth. But a vote for Nikki Haley and a vote for Ron DeSantis is back to business as usual. Back to Obama. Back to good W. Bush. Back to that flunkin' monster who started this all. Bill Clinton. All right. I didn't want this to be that long, but I just wanted to make a few more points. So the reason why I do have this extra little time that I can make a video. My dad's in jail again. When I came out of my first job yesterday, I got a text. Obviously from some police officer my father obviously gave my number to, telling me, yeah, your dad's in, he's violation of warrant or something, or some, whatever, technical thing. So, so I just politely text the officer back. I didn't get a response. It says, he's a ward of the state, officer. I work 2 jobs. I work 2 jobs in hope I don't have to ever be a ward of the state like his loser arse. I didn't say that, but I did make the point. I work my arse off working 2 jobs so I don't have to become a ward of the state like that loser, my father. So, anyways, those old ladies that watched the dog last time will probably watch them again. I have faith because when all the BS is over, I'll make arrangements to go over there and I'll bring the scrap chicken, rotisserie chicken that's in my freezer for Annie, his dog, because I have faith. And if he dies in there, well, whatever. And I'll just have to just dispose of the chicken scraps and then. But oh God, it's going too long. Okay, one other thing I wanted that I was recollecting from my personal past, and because I've shared videos about with my father on here, some might find it interesting. But I've been up and down with my weight all my life, and I remember when in the mid '90s when I was heavy, my father says to me, Saturday Night Live might need a new fat guy. He said this to me. And, because if I were to become the new Saturday Night Live fat guy, quote unquote, I'd have money, and therefore I'd be more useful for him. But it's just another example of how one-track mindset, all geared towards himself. He's been his whole life. And I knew it at the time when he said that, and I know it now. But I wasn't remembering that, and I wanted to end this video sharing that on there. So, Mike Perlak, pray for this world.